Well, after an extremely long, grueling battle where people's patience and intelligence was tested, the Epstein Files finally passed, but yet some people still feel like this. As some people say, they have every reason to. As if you remember, Pam Bondi said she was going to release the files. They were on her desk. Then the FBI said, "What files? There are no files. There were never any files." And now that same person is going to be redacting and releasing the files after the Senate just suddenly decided to pass the bill without any kind of amendments, as there are still some major questions about what is going to be happening next. We're going to be answering those questions in this particular video, as well as other important updates surrounding some very interesting members of Congress that were in direct communication with Epstein during congressional hearings to try to attack and make Donald Trump look bad. Yeah, that case is really interesting, to say the least here. As, of course, we got more interesting news surrounding this ghoul-like individual, Bilderberg Secret Society member. That's very interesting, as, of course, he was shaping the artificial intelligence future for you as well. Lots of really interesting things to talk about, as, of course, the New York Post never disappoints when it comes to their kind of sensationalistic type of headlines. We're going to get into all of it and a lot more, all here on this independent media channel, which you should subscribe to if you enjoy and appreciate these videos. Also, in this video, we have an important message for our members. We'll get into that in a little bit, as well as people who purchase stuff on our store. When it rains and pours anyway, nothing's going to stop us, as, of course, the Senate, just a few hours ago, voted and passed right after it cleared the House. Now, this was passed using unanimous consent, which is incredible, as, of course, this is something that is unifying the nation. This is something that has previously unified the country before. At times where we are divided more than we ever have been, there is this kind of underlying sense of people who want justice, of people who want the people who play by a different set of rules to finally say, now you're on an equal playing field with us. Now you commit a crime, you actually get held accountable for. Now, no more special treatment for this special donor, billionaire, robber baron class. And that's what a lot of this represents. I mean, if you look at Epstein, he was moving around billions of dollars. All right? That's a huge sum of money. Connected with so many powerful people, so many powerful intelligence agencies as well here. As now we have MTG coming out saying, yesterday, after 5 ridiculous months of fighting the White House and the Speaker to get Congress to finally vote on the release of the Epstein Files, a deal was made to stop the censure of Stacey Plaskett. And then she goes in to talk about how she was a Democrat delegate from the territory of the U.S. Virgin Islands. And she was the one that was texting with Epstein as he was advising her what to say and what to ask her. She's coming out. She's like, but he's my constituent. She had a very interesting answer here to what was really going on here. As Epstein was far more involved in our political apparatus than a lot of us understood. He was very much involved in the intel agencies, surveillance tech, in our universities. He had his own offices at Harvard. Larry Summers just stepped down from all public roles here. As Sean Ryan here says, there's something, of course, weird here. He's the man of the intel agencies himself here, as he came out and said, I have not seen this much unity and alignment on one single issue since 9/11. It feels like the country is about to detox and cleanse itself from the most disgusting parasites on the planet, the elites that have been untouchable for lifetimes. Let's hope not all the evidence will be destroyed and we will finally see some consequences in the form of true justice. Our country, the United States, has been under the control of evil for a very long time. Let's hope this is the beginning of a new era, as Thomas Massie came out and released a photo of him grinning and smiling last night with a Politico article that reads, "He got tired of me winning." And Thomas Massie, very similar message, like MTG. "After fighting for 5 months, today we succeeded in both the House and the Senate to pass a bill to release the Epstein Files. Thank you for your attention to this matter. A jab at Donald Trump. If you want more of this kind of action, please support my re-election." As of course, now there are very powerful billionaires, as Thomas Massie talks about. Some of these billionaires are connected to the Epstein list that are making sure that I lose my primary against my Republican opponent, that Donald Trump, Miriam Andelson, and many other very powerful people are backing and supporting. But now the question remains here, as a lot of people are saying these new type of discharge petition language specifically states, according to Mariel Nafal, that this bill gives Pam Bondi infinite redaction power that is disguised as transparency. Now, we'll get into this because Thomas Massie actually responded to this directly. But before that, there's a couple notes that we have to tell you here regarding what's going on behind the scenes here. I don't know what happened, but we had a very great, wonderful members chat. I just wanted to share some really cool, interesting information about one of our supplements in the private group chat and share this link with Dr. Rhonda Patrick in there. And I'm like, I can't find it. We don't know what's going on. We're investigating. Don't worry. For the members that are looking for the members chat, we're going to bring that back soon. We're first investigating what happened. We apologize for the inconvenience, and we will be setting up, I guess, another private chat here. Second note here, our number one selling product is now on back order. It's probably going to be here in about 2.5 weeks. Just a heads up. It is a great stocking stuffer. It is really incredible. It is really powerful. The link that I was going to share was Dr. Rhonda Patrick talking about how she said creatine is probably not harming your kidneys, and there are some type of diagnoses that are happening, and they give specific instructions on how to handle that situation with your medical professional and doctor that you should tell about this specific test and how kidney functions and tests are not done properly. Anyway, we're sorry. I told my team, be on top of it. This is our number one selling product. Make sure we got it. And then there's a problem with the manufacturer, and I'm like, okay, let's make sure we find the best manufacturer out there. And then a lot of companies are like, yeah, we got it from China. You want the one from China? And I'm like, no, I don't want the one from China. Right? The one from China, still not the one from China. We don't know exactly what's in there. A lot of people reported that there were other things in there, other impurities, that things were just in there that weren't supposed to be in there. There are heavy metals in there. I'm like, I'm not going to sell that. I don't want that negative juju, even though we could just sell it, package it. No, we want to get it from Germany. What the problem is, the one in Germany is dealing with some kind of manufacturing problem, and it's the cleanest, best form. So if you see someone hacking and selling creatine right now, and they're not telling you where it's from, it's probably from China, and I wouldn't trust it. That's just me. Very convenient for me to say that, especially with my shop, but that's the truth, right? If you want to order it, 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks, back order. I would get it because it just goes fast. It just goes fast. There's a problem with manufacturing. We're going to order as much as we can, but a lot of people are facing, the people who are selling the clean, legitimate creatine are facing a lot of problems, just a heads up. But we got a lot of other great supplements. We just launched our vitamin D supplement, also very good during this key particular time. Great stocking stuffer, especially with our magnesium, which you could get with the Sunforce bundle. Magnesium, vitamin D3, K2, and of course, we make sure that we have extra virgin olive oil inside of the vitamin D because you need that fat to activate it. And again, we are Change.shop. Sorry, I apologize. LukeUnfiltered.com. We'll make sure everything's right, but I don't know what's going on, but things are not that convenient for me now to try to survive, but we'll make it happen. You know, we always pull through, as of course there could be some maybe underhanded efforts. I don't know. Anyway, let's get back to this very important topic. As right now, as soon as I responded to this, I like released the language. I was like, which member of the Senate added this amendment? Well, there actually wasn't any amendments. I was wrong on that. It's important to admit when you're wrong. I was wrong when I tweeted that. And right now, people are saying that the Attorney General now gets, quote, blanket authority to withhold or redact virtually anything, quote, citing national security or, quote, active investigations. Now, we know Trump announced a new investigation into this. As people are saying, there's no limit, there's no sunset clause. Congress demands the release within 30 days. So Pam Bondi has 30 days, and now she has to decide what's going to be released and not. Now, this is going to be important because already the reputation of Pam Bondi isn't the best, all right? Because she lied. She lied right to our face. And she was like, no, we got to protect the victims. That's why we're not releasing the files. And I'm like, I don't really buy that. It doesn't take months and months and months and months and months and months not to release the files. And this is far more of an important issue that than a lot of right-wingers wanted to admit that it actually was. Thomas Massie responds to this by saying, for anyone hoping to use ongoing investigations as a reason to withhold the Epstein files, please read the language of the bill. Quote, narrowly tailored and temporary. Thank you for your attention to this matter. As he posts this picture saying provision C would jeopardize an active federal investigation or ongoing prosecution provided that such withholding is narrowly tailored and temporary. Now, how temporary will it be? Well, it depends on how long the investigation is. Investigations go on for many, many years. What's the new administration going to be doing after this? Well, it depends. Narrowly tailored. Now, will there be specific people that are going to listen to that and say, yeah, we're going to make it narrowly tailored to our benefit? As now there's emails coming out showing how Jared Kushner was trying to invite Epstein to a dinner with Weinstein. Huh? What? That's what I just saw online. We'll get into those allegations in the second channel. We have a second channel, by the way. We'll put the link down in the description below here. But Scott Adams came out and says, will there always be a reason to not release all the Epstein files? As we saw the Speaker of the House being like, do not release the files. Add this amendment. We need this amendment. We need to protect intelligence. Do we? I don't think we do. I don't think we should, especially if intelligence was using children to blackmail and extort people in our government to act like they wouldn't normally, naturally act against the interest of their constituents and themselves. Okay? If that's happening, we do not need to protect intelligence. And it from all of what we're seeing, that's exactly what happened. That's exactly what happened, especially with all the surveillance rooms, especially with all the people being brought in, especially with all the weird connections, and very weird things that were happening behind the scenes here. Now, again, this national security provision was already originally in there. We are now going to see how this is going to be treated here. Now, personally, I don't have the best of optimism. Why? This administration never even released the full JFK files. People are like, yeah, we got the full files. There's nothing in there. There's a reason there was nothing in there, because from a lot of people that I talked to with very powerful connections, they're like, yeah, we never got what we wanted to get. And some people make the argument, oh, it was already deleted. Oh, it was already censored. Oh, those files were already obfuscated to not have any kind of real big bombshells. I mean, we found out about one guy that was working for the intel agencies that came out, said the intel agencies did it, and then he was, allegedly taking himself out. I don't buy that one. But other than that, we really didn't get anything concrete or anything big, as people are pointing out here that with this JFK file release, that the Trump White House specifically says that they did not release anything that could, quote, cause identifiable harm to the conduct of foreign relations. Now, what does that mean? Was there maybe other foreign governments involved here, or had hindsight? I mean, we literally saw the Russians were very much involved in a lot of this, especially when it comes to spying on Lee Harvey Oswald, especially when it came to the threats, especially when it came to a lot of the kind of weird anomalies. Of course, there's a lot of lore around Cuba, too. There's a lot of lore around the mafia. Some people say it was a mafia intel agency type of interconnected network hit. As Wiley Rashid writes, it's written on the White House website in the fine print. And again, a lot of people were very disappointed, especially people who have been studying and researching this, being like, yeah, I thought we were going to get a lot more. I thought we were finally going to get everything. And many of them believe that they did not get what they wanted to get here. Stephen Crowder, I think, really hit the nail on the head here. He says, if the Epstein Files drop and it's a disappointment, thank Pam Bondi. She had years as Florida AG to go after Epstein and did nothing. Now, it's also important to note here, she wasn't the AG when there was ongoing criminal cases of Epstein. She wasn't in charge then. Afterwards, she was, but then they really weren't doing anything with Epstein. So she says, botched the February rollout, and now she's literally in charge of the redactions. Yeah. Now, Pam Bondi will do what she needs to do, and whatever reputational damage she takes, she's willing to take. And she's shown that before. Now, Trump has her ear. People are saying that Susie Wiles has her ear. People are saying other intel agencies have her ear. And she clearly has demonstrated, yeah, I don't care what people think about me. I'll do whatever I'm told to do. Clear as day. Clear as day. So what is she going to do from here? That's what's going to be a key indicator of what is going to be something we're going to all have to look out for. As of course...
It's that simple.
Why do you think
again, sorry, this video just played on its own. As of course, this administration, especially with the JFK Files, has shown, yeah, we're going to protect the intel agencies here. And vast majority of them are implicated here, as stated by Thomas Massie, who came out last night after the bill was passed and had this to say.
It's that simple.
Why do you think he is working so hard not to get them released for so many months? What do you think the real reason is?
These files implicate billionaires and friends of his and political donors that he's trying to protect. And Epstein also had close ties to our own intelligence agencies and Israel's intelligence agencies. That's why there's so much effort in trying to stop this. And I do believe they'll try to stop it somewhere else. And that's going to backfire on them too.
So the president...
Yeah, we're going to see what's going to happen next year. As now, a lot of attention is on this member, Stacey Plaskett. As people are saying, she's having a meltdown. As she had a censure resolution brought against her. As people are saying, she looks petrified. And she, of course, blames Donald Trump, as people are saying this woman should be exiled from D.C. permanently.
Mr. Raskin, to my former professor.
This is the lady that got the text messages from Epstein during congressional hearings and was asking Cohen, Trump's former lawyer, questions that Epstein was directing her to do.
In law school, and I want to address the body. I first want to give you all a sense of what was happening that day.
Yeah, Epstein said, jump, and you said, how high?
Everyone knows at that hearing in February, the entire country was watching. As Michael Cohen decided he was going to finally give up information about what was happening in the Trump world.
And why was Epstein privy to that? And why was Epstein a part of that? As Epstein looks like really didn't like Donald Trump. The two really didn't get along.
The Trump enterprise. And at the beginning of that hearing, the ranking member, Jim Jordan, had the disrespect to Elijah Cummings, may he rest in peace and his name be a memory, after not allowing Mr. Jordan to shut the committee hearing down. And I turned to Mr. Jordan and told him to have respect for the chair and to basically shut up.
Yeah, and again, she goes on, Trump bad. It's all Trump's fault. Now there's a resolution that is going to be investigating this Democratic member of Congress. Yeah, release all the text messages. Let's release all the. How much did Epstein pay you? As Epstein was buying off all of the people in the Virgin Islands, he was buying off. Hakeem Jeffries was asking him for money. He was like, "Give me monies." These people, no shame at all. When he was a convicted predator. These people are ridiculous, and they need to be exposed. If you think so, share this video. Thank you so much for supporting us on wearechange.shop. Thank you so much for sticking with us, even though like the main perk of being able to talk to you guys has been gone. I'm sorry. I just noticed. We'll fix it. Lookinforthe.com, wearechange.shop. Go check them out. I can't thank you guys enough. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for your support and participation. This is why I love you guys. Stay tuned for more, all here exclusively on youtube.com/wearechange.